All right, now to give us more perspective in terms of what, of course, is happening in the Russia-Ukraine war, we're being joined by Mr. Hanno Klink, who's a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for East Asia. He's joining us live on this broadcast. Mr. Klink, thank you very much indeed for joining us on this broadcast, sir. And let me in fact start by asking you about this statement that's been put forth by Dmitry Medvedev, where he said that Russia can turn Kyiv into a big melted spot if the West gives the green signal for the use of long-range weapons. What do you think he's referring to when he says new technologies can be used to accomplish this?
Well, thank you very much for having me. I mean, we've seen over the last 2.5 years since the February 2022 invasion of Ukraine that the rhetoric of the Russian Federation certainly reaches its height when they have encountered operational and tactical failures. So, for instance, Ukraine's unexpected success over the last month or so and its incursion into the Russian Federation in and around Kursk, I think has come as a black eye to Putin, Medvedev, and the rest of the cabal of leaders in Moscow. So I think on the one hand, you have, again, the nuclear saber rattling that has been occurring periodically. And I would imagine that another aspect of Medvedev's threat may involve hypersonic missiles, or just, for instance, a larger barrage of missiles and drones that are being supplied by the regimes in North Korea and Iran to fuel the Russian war machine.
Now, Vladimir Putin in his statement said that the very essence of this war will change if Ukraine is given the go-ahead to use long-range weapons to strike into Russia. Do you think that the United States at this moment is willing to take that risk of escalation? Because when Biden and Keir Starmer met, that green signal that was expected from them did not happen.
Well, I think recent history has shown that the Biden administration has been reluctant to quote unquote escalate the conflict, and has the actions that Washington has taken has been an example of self-deterrence, if you will. If you look at every major weapon system that the United States and its allies have supplied to Ukraine, and I mean every major system, there have been piecemeal approaches to the delivery, lots of strings attached, caveats, what the Ukrainians can and cannot do with them, and of course many delays in the decision-making process and in the delivery cycle, which of course has at the end of the day resulted in Ukraine not being able to utilize these systems in the most effective manner to both defeat Russian aggression and to deter future Russian aggression. So I think, given the Biden administration's recent history, given the fact that the United States finds itself in the midst of a presidential election, I would say I have my doubts whether or not President Biden will allow the Ukrainians to utilize the systems provided to the maximum effective ability of those systems.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Hanno Klink, for joining us and getting us that perspective there.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.